It's Halloween 2017, and I'm just sitting here alone in my apartment and just think about how old I am. It was 20 years ago today that I first tried acid, and that does seem like a while ago. When I look back, like, oh wow, that seems like that's a long time ago. I was 18 years old, and but then like now I think because I remember every Halloween it just makes you feel older. Like thinking about like how long ago was that? When was that Halloween? What did I do that Halloween? That Halloween? That Halloween? I have a really good memory. And so I'm like, oh, well, what about 10 years ago? What about 12 years ago? I was like, oh, 12 years ago, Halloween 2006. I was like, oh yeah, that was my first year at University of Texas. I remember I was enrolled in that history of television class, and we had this big 2 hour, 3 hour class on Halloween night we had to go to. He's like, and the teacher was like Mr. Cool, and he's like, "Now, if you guys really love Halloween, you'll come to the class from 8 to 11, and uh, then because the real fun starts later on, like so cool and stuff." And then I'm all thinking, no, if I really love Halloween, I'm gonna miss the whole class. It was the only class I missed. It was the lab portion of the course, history of television, and so we like watched television programs for 3 hours, and he didn't even have it Halloween themed or anything. But anyway, so I skipped that class. And then like I was the only one who missed. And everybody was like, "Wow, you're rebel" the next day or whatever. But anyways, the point is, I was thinking, I was like, "Wow, that was 2006. That was 12 years ago. That seems like it was like just yesterday," as they say, cliche, you know, that like old people say, like me, I guess. And I'm like, oh, it seems like it was just yesterday. 12 years ago? Wow. How did those 12 years go by so fast? And I think, well, what was 12 years before that happened? I was like, well, if that was in 2006, 12 years before that would have been 1994, Halloween 1994. And then I was like, well, what was I doing Halloween 94? I was like, oh, yeah, that was my first Halloween. That was my last year of school, basically, in the first Halloween before I started working with the newspaper. I remember I like came across like a little bag of marijuana, and I had never smoked marijuana. And it was like a $10 or $20 worth. Then I knew like this Asian kid, and I sold it to him the next day after Halloween in the bathroom, like just trying to be cool and shit. But uh, so that was 24 years ago. Like wow, that's so crazy.